Oh, this storage situation is absolutely dire. I'm pretty sure I'd filled every locker slot, so that's highly concerning. Hopefully there's something we can build in the fabrication station that'll help with it. Okay, maybe something to do with this. That's part lockers, which I don't really need. Wait, upgrade one of your lockers to make use of an extraordinary amount of underground storage space. Well, I don't know where Oppie was hiding all of this, but it definitely seems like something we could make use of. Confirm. We have the stuff right now. Pneumatic locker kit. Oh, look at that. We can do it to any of the main lockers. Oh, wow. Alright, put that there. I am so curious to see what comes of this. Huh. Look at that! It turns the entire inventory into something that doesn't necessarily have to conform to the grid. Does that mean that the storage space is theoretically infinite? One hopes so. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Pacific Drive. And last time we began embarking on this rite of passage. Last time it was the rite of freedom, and now the rite of community. This comes just after we heard more from the story, almost the fable, of that long-past person, Jack, and how he was coerced by this artist spook into joining what seems a lot like a cult. And I'm starting to wonder if she actually was acting on behalf of Arda, or more on behalf of herself. We still don't know how that story actually connects with the present, but we're learning. Now, we're also starting to learn how to make use of this harmonic energy. We know that we can charge parts from these things and from other parts, but we're going to have to go out and find some more in order to do that. It's right there in the way the steward speaks, and even in the description of the new parts. Everything is about harmony, about being attuned with the zone. And so our whole thing has been adapted to more directly countering the dangers. We need to work with it. Because one of the things that's been keeping me in the dark is the fact that we are constantly hurried along by that de-synergy, by being chased out by the forces that lurk in this part of the woods. So I think what we should be doing is building some of those new parts. Even if they seem crude, they may be just what we need. So let's make a couple of these, and if we can, another of these. And they may not be physically as strong, but they may actually do us a bit better. So let's remove you. Maybe we do need to build some more of these part lockers. Come on, pick up. Put you there. We can remove you. All of these things start with full harmonic energy when we build them, and it seems like that functions as their health. Once more, I'm not sure if those degrade simply from being in the zone, or from taking damage the normal way. In any case, they seem to be holding up a lot better than they normally should, and we now have quite a bit of an allowance for carrying around artifacts that I am increasingly interested in the benefits of, and even playing around with the negative effects. It's a real back and forth with these things, and I'm really impressed with how much this DLC kind of emphasizes the give and take. You can't just upgrade yourself in a linear fashion. You have to take the good with the bad and learn to live with it rather than just constantly going up and improving all the time. It's very good integration of gameplay and story. This thing's also still got a metric ton of quirks. So I'm kind of worried about that. Let's just do a little check to see if anything will happen from messing around. Now, I'm a bit confused because I only have one artifact. I'll probably have to find another one on the road. Otherwise, I really hope I'm not soft-locked, but this wishbone thing, wishbone gold shell, what am I supposed to do with it? It says locked. How does one unlock it? This seems a potential way. No. Well, I have no idea how to open this thing, and according to a Google search, I'm apparently not supposed to know. Like, there's a way to do it? The name Wishbone may be a hint, but I guess I'm just gonna leave it for now as an artifact/pet, kind of like the haunted, cursed items the Ghostbusters leave around the firehouse. Anyway, there you go. And even though we technically are missing one of the things we need, it says we need a second artifact, I'm sure we can find one on the road. By which I mean, I am really hoping we can find one on the road. You can just get in there, because I don't really have a use for you at the moment. So, where are we going? Let's just go for the farthest place. And only then does it show us exactly what's being offered. Okay, well, right now, all I care about is extracting more resources. So that's what we're gonna do. But I'm gonna need some more Olympium fragments pretty soon. I mean, if only to keep the good repairables going. Alright, let's go. Attuned grounds. The presence of the Fellowship is obvious here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very, very interested in seeing that. Let's go. I mean, I know we need another artifact, but we can surely find at least one if we're going to like 2 or 3 different locations on this run. And this has always been part of the game. You're not always advancing the story. Sometimes you're just dumpster diving to see what you can get. And that's when you're not literally dumpster diving. This track that plays in the loading screens, it has such a sense of inevitability. Like, you're marching towards something horrible and there's nothing you can do to prevent it. Okay. We'll make the left up ahead. Get some free charge from this rain. Thank you very much. Also, I don't know if it was always like this, but compared to the earlier parts of the game, I definitely feel like the performance is taking a hit in this DLC. Great. You know, when I enter these tunnels, sometimes I almost wish I had weaker headlights. I spent the entire game trying to make them better and better. I've always got to kind of find that balance, you know, between performance and mood. I wonder if the Fellowship would appreciate such things. Okay, so could make a left here. I'm hearing something very strange. Something very close. It's just some normal stuff. Kind of seems like somebody might have stayed here briefly. Oh, it's leaking in here. But once more, I'm finding nothing. Something kind of eerie about the silence of just sitting in our car in a tunnel. And the sheer length of the thing. Oh, Artitruck. And see, this has kind of always been one of my big issues with this game, is that on the one hand, I do enjoy the looting mechanics, especially now that there's so much more to loot. But it's also kind of annoying how you're just constantly stopping. Okay, all of this stuff, we can stash all that up top. We've got a lot of big parts here, not limited in the least to this guy, the dumpster pearl. I wonder if we can actually get, like, attuned items from the dumpster pearls now. And going down there. Wow, this tunnel is taking me all the way across the map, huh? That floating debris always reminds me of a flock of birds taking off in the prelude to some huge disaster. Okay, what have we got? There's altars of bounty, proclaimed cabin, altar of potency. I guess we're making a left. Avoiding the anomalies all the way. I'm not so worried about the cabin. I think we have enough of those stick things. But we can never have enough of what you're offering. These pilgrims, they're so fascinating to me because it's like where the Fellowship are turned people made to worship the scientific miracles and/or horrors of the zone. Here, it's like they're almost anomalies themselves that have been made into followers. What better image could there possibly be of that attunement? Okay, I don't need to be carrying around plastic. I would like you guys. There's so many gifts here. Some of them seemingly luring me into traps, or maybe the offerings are being made to the zone itself. By and from. Now, meanwhile, if we come up here, this will replenish our resonator, so that's all potency does. Alright, there's got to be some place we can grab another artifact, because otherwise it's just not going to let us do it. We have plenty of those things back home that he's holding. I guess all we can do is take some parts. In order to get there, we need to take this road all the way around. There's a junkyard and an altar of duality. Alright, let's go see it. They're sort of encouraging having builds for different areas, I suppose. Our old anti-corrosive bumper would have worked wonders in a place like this. Instead, I think we just kind of have to deal with it. There we go. Better off than we would have been. See, I'm not worried about those dangers right now. That's one of the advantages of playing this after the main story. Stop it, you. I'm not looking for levity in this moment. But I am trying to look ahead, and that is increasingly difficult. Wow, it is pouring. Yep, no you don't. I'm not getting launched today. Wait, I've lost the road. Right through here. If I'm right about this, this should take us up onto those cliffs and then up and around. It's strange that this is even considered a road. It feels a lot more like a dry riverbed. There'll be something coming up on our right that we could potentially loot. Here we are. I get the impression we should probably be running as many of these altars as we can, getting out as quickly as we can. But even still, that bar is slowly but surely creeping upward. We've not yet reached enlightenment. I like how there's like a physical bar of our progress that has real practical reasons for existing. It really is, like, the more we take part in this, the more we indulge in the zone's gifts, the easier it'll make things for us, or reverse difficulty curve. When you jump, the front right door opens. That's just a quirk. When car part is repaired, a car part may fall off. You know what? We're breaking all this stuff down anyway. Screw it. The road is always there. It's just sometimes difficult to spot amid everything that's grown around it. Like rust forming around some intricate metal object. Stop trying to scare me. When we're not immediately on a quest, even the steward clams up for a while. This is going to do a number on my tires, which is the worst thing to have damaged when you're trying to run. Wow, it's like there is no rain on top of this hill. Oh, we found another gift. Okay, let's try it like this. Let's just try it. If I take out the resonator, am I able to recharge from this? I am. It saps entirely until the thing breaks down, at which point we can finish it off, and we get these tuned parts. It's really interesting, the conflation between science and magic that this DLC actually has. I mean, that theme is obviously very clear from the start, but as some of you commented in part 1, it actually is very much like different ways of understanding the same thing. Or so we think, because at the same time, I'm pretty sure none of the energy we've been interacting with has been seemingly trying to communicate with us in the form of these glyphs. That's something new entirely to you guys. And I wonder if it's something you did, another manipulation? Or if it really does speak to those who dare to listen. I really like how it instills that scientific mindset in you, only to then kind of restore that wonder with this, or even still, that's in the eyes of the player as well. But this thing is essentially our home mechanic shop, and we can put it back on. Although there is a chance something falls off, so we'll have to be mindful of that. Has something fallen off? It doesn't seem so. I'm not quite sure what the chances are. So many things getting in the way. Alright, let's get closer to that altar, wherever it is. I'm always so nervous about driving into the middle of you. I always feel like I'm interrupting something I wasn't meant to interrupt, but, well, I have the steward's blessing. I'm supposed to be here. I think I just called him the steward. He never did give us a name beyond the steward, so, okay, steward. Steward it is. And I'm not going to be changing my mind if he tells us something different. What a twist it would be if it turns out to be that jack. I don't think that's where it's going, but it could. When headlights are off, the horn honks. So does that only happen when they're turned off, or just in general it's constantly blaring the horn when the headlights are off? Because that would get irritating fast. And while cars not facing north, headlights get brighter. Well, tell you what, it's all worth the same. So we might as well take it. We got several artifacts now, enough to embark on our quest, and we have something to sacrifice on the way out. We've got to stop doing the bare minimum. That's where my problem's been. We could try to grab some attuned parts while we're up here. Could always do that. I mean, if it saves us from scavenging and keeps us in the game for longer. I always like how, also in the mechanics, there's a mixture of things we can do in the field and things that have to be done back at base. Those bits of scrap metal tied to the sign are sort of like bone warnings. Like, it almost looks tribal until you realize that all of this is made out of very modern materials. A lot of radiation here. Ooh, look at that. Custom Fellowship decals. You know what? I think I will take that. Let's apply it to some of our attuned parts. Ah, this is so cool. Even while on the path of enlightenment, it still acknowledges that what we're mainly here for is cool loot and things to remember our adventures by. A lot of things. A lot of things. Bada bings. What is this stuff? Steel bumper. Steel bumper, but it's attuned. And another steel panel. What do we have here? That's already a steel bumper. I definitely don't want to give up the limb shield. Nothing can replace that. But if we take a panel... There we go. And we can use that to replace this buddy right here. It's already partly damaged, it doesn't matter. Is there room in the back? When you start carrying around parts like this, you run out of space quickly. Now, once more, be sure that something didn't fall off of us. We can check from in here. All looks to be well. All looks to be well. And look at how slowly that bar is creeping up now. I'm looking to the left, but the UI is in the top left, like, at all times, so that doesn't actually help me here. But you get my point. You know what's worse than driving through all these things? Trying to back up amid these things. So, what do we learn? Junkyard's a pretty great place to gather some energy from parts on the side of the road. That it's always good to gather it before we scrap those parts. Look at this, that connection is maintained even when we get into here. But it's nice to be able to, like, heal parts directly from the road. That's kind of neat. Onto the road. This bumpiness, whenever I'm on a dirt road in the woods, and especially when the radio starts acting up, it always reminds me of that one Local 58 video you were on the fastest available route. See, it's feedback like this, the car bouncing around and how, like, fully simulated it feels, that makes this experience so immersive. Like, it really feels like you're there, and it emphasizes the panic when things are going crazy, when you're forced to move fast. Otherwise, it kind of makes you want to slow down, which is a hard thing to do game design-wise. It's very easy to get into the flow of, like, okay, I just want to do everything the most efficient possible way at all times, especially when you've been playing for a while. This game finds gameplay reasons to slow you down rather than just arbitrarily punishing you for not. All these buildings we can't enter. Don't believe their whispers. Somewhere along the lines, somebody distrusted them. But why? I mean, I can think of a few reasons why, but did somebody follow the whispers to a place they didn't like? This is called a reclaimed commune. Are these incense torches the reclaimed part? And once more, I'm calling them that, but a lot of the time I am just using the first phrase that comes to mind to describe things I have no idea about. There doesn't seem to be a scan for them. Getting a lot of these fortified braids, which we didn't have previously. That's why I'm willing to spend so much time here. Ooh, another note. Hang on, let's grab those flares, because I was actually starting to run low. SRR meeting, minutes 4. May 19th, 1950. Agenda. Early promising results of limb technology on forest restoration and landscaping. Data collection and cross-reference. Early discouraging results of limb technology and artificial mineral synthesis. And troubleshooting the problem as a group. Arising concerns. Side effects of limb technology experimentation on surrounding wildlife. New SRR members not following proper containment procedure with limb experimentation. Action items. Dr. Turner to establish weekly office hours to consult on SRR projects. SRR to establish limb experimentation best practices. Let's grab all this stuff. I swear this DLC has the weirdest sounds from the woods. It's not just the whispers. But I've noticed the whispers always seem to come in when we linger just a little too long. That's the thing. It's not ever present. It's just when we push our luck, it seems. Maybe it is tied to the rising bar. I don't know. All I know is that I always want to be moving, even when we're not so rushed. Let's get out of here. Oh wow, we are actually losing a fair bit of energy, and we do have the ability to jump ourselves. We've got the cattle prod, we've got the jumper, but we're still going to want to get a move on. Remember that this isn't infinite. Oh my god, okay, you're going to make this hard for me? Not the first time you've done that. Should have known this would happen when pulling the one anchor in the area. Shield go. Minimize incoming damage. I don't think I'm on the road anymore. But there it is. Of course, anytime we use that limb shield, it drains a lot of energy, so you're really just trying to balance what you have with what you don't. You know what? Fine. You're cool, radio. You're cool. Next, we're heading to 2 more places. We could go home from any of these, so we're not worried about running into a dead end. We have a lot of bounties of shadows, and I'm still not quite sure what they do. Also, have you guys noticed that even the loading bar works weirdly here? It keeps going up and down. Let's keep the radio on for a while. Some of you guys actually said that they added the ability to use your own songs. That's kind of cool. I mean, I don't know if I'll use it for this series, but I don't know, maybe I should bless you all with just GM Shambles ambiance when we're on the road. Oh, hey, it's guys like you. Turn on limb shield. At least we're getting some charge, but it's not enough to keep it on all the time. Hang on, wait. I want what's back there, though. So let's... Where's my flares? Where are you at, buddy? Are you like a new variant of these things? Alright, well, I'd like to render you safe first, and then try and get a scan. Highwayman. A more aggressive variant of these, for sure. Okay, you're an altar of potency. I don't actually care what's here. See, it's so threatening and scary, and yet at the same time, where before we were trying to extract what we could from a hostile location, now it feels much more like everything is being offered to us. We just have to approach in the right way. And that's a very interesting... It's a very interesting contrast. We're also gonna have to start grabbing some gas fairly soon. So hopefully we'll be able to find like a truck or something. Oh, actually there's a station up ahead. Okay, let's use the rain and the gas station to prolong our journey. Oh wow, it is pouring. absolutely pouring. I can't see 2 feet in front of my face. Imagine trying to do this with weaker headlights. I don't know how well you can actually hear the song over the rain and after EQ and all that, but all I heard was like... All I hear is the theme from that old show, SWAT. Or I think there's a new one that uses the same theme, so maybe you guys will get it. Or maybe there are people in the comments older than me. That's something I always forget. There's something over here. Hey guys, I'll not push my luck by coming any closer. Although it may not matter. Okay, it does have to be lit in order to actually get you, it seems. Oh no. Alright, well, we don't have a lot of time. When anomalies grab you, the horn honks, and then energy increases, lightning strikes nearby. Take you. Least likely to kill me in the moment. Thread the needle! Yep. Take us out of here. Wow, this is kind of exciting, just blind reversing. Let's lose all the gains we made. Not actually, we've still got a decent amount more energy. Ooh. There is an anchor up ahead, but I'm not really interested in running out of here just yet. There's some very interesting looking things on our map. Oh my god. Okay, I know that that's when it reaches 25%, but it's still gonna startle me every time. It's a literal scare cord. Alright, you just sit here and gain energy while I do this. We've still got time, there's no reason to panic. Until the very moment, there is tremendous reason to panic. But wow, we've got like 3 or 4 artifacts on us now, so we're really pushing against our attuned parts. I think I'm learning the lessons they want me to learn, though. Wow, filling up really takes a while, huh? This may be all it takes. Everything seems safe still for now. Okay, we're more than good. I love that anxiety of not being able to see around me. These new anomalies are slow moving, but I'm nevertheless pretty concerned. Wait. A friendly dumpster! Oh, I've not seen one of you in a while. Well, except back home. Fabric. Well, thank you. Must be a discount sale. Oh, I successfully broke into the bathroom. And the chemicals are continuing to spread. Oh, let me through. This really feels like it's buried, this place. Workbench. Alright, I forgot I used to not have those in my car. Take all this. Take all this. Never take this stuff for granted. And let's make like a tree and get out of here. Okay, we can just leave from the left. We're not doing that just yet, though. I'm very interested in what all this is. There's a junkyard. Glow Grabber Groves. Okay, well, we're going to see what that attraction is. I don't even need the headlights for this. Nope. Oh. I hate it when you accidentally stop your car mid-drive. That also means is we're no longer getting free energy. Thanks a lot, the world. Oh, how I love this spooky fog. Here comes the rain again. lot of anomalies. You know what? I'm gonna turn this car around right here, and in the event of an emergency, we'll just run right back to it. How about that? No need to stop the car because it's building energy. Let's go see what this is, because from the look on the map, it almost reminded me of like a carnival or something. Glow Grabber Grove. Let's find out what this is about. Central Exchange Monitoring, September 5th. I have a theory. You know how some creatures return to where they spawned to die? Like some fish do that, I think. Probably. I read it in a book. Anyway, I think that's exactly what's happening here. These guys grab the resources they need, like flashlights and bulbs and whatever, and then they head back to this sort of roost spot, and then they die. Violently, to somehow spawn or seed the next generation. Got it? It's as simple as that. It's not supposed to be a hostile act. It's not something meant to harm anyone. It's just part of a life cycle. Yeah, I said it. Life. Life with a cycle. They're spawning, or making something else. I don't think these creatures meant to hurt your colleague, and I'm so sorry to hear that you and he were buddies, weren't you? That was one of the most consistent things throughout the main game, was that Arda was refusing to call this life. It may not meet the typical definition, but at a certain point, what else could you call it? I saw something really strange over there a second ago. That back and forth and the emotional investment that different characters have in an answer one way or another is honestly one of the most life-breathing parts of this game. This thing that takes it from a mere what-if scenario to a real story. The kind of thing that examines things that we could maybe bring into real life. It's all about what science means. Challenging our notions of what we believe to be true to what couldn't possibly be true and yet is happening right in front of us. And how we kind of tie our identity to what we believe or think we know to be true. Lots of things showing up, but the meter's only gone up by like 3% since the gas station, so I think we're still in pretty good shape. Let's just enjoy the drive, right? We've more or less completely healed ourselves, and that's what I've noticed. That's the big thing I'm noticing. If you know where to look, you can actually sustain yourself almost entirely off of things you find in the zone. And that wasn't strictly true before. Eventually you'd hit a limit. But here, we're almost in as good of shape as when we left the shop. Yep. I love the way that fog hangs so low to the ground at times. Look at you, a stoplight. That might be one of the only, if not the only one I've seen. That's what makes it so intriguing. Always building something out of something else. Thing is, it doesn't have to be magic to be life. And while it's not necessarily life in the way we're used to thinking of it, well, the parallels between some of these behaviors can't be ignored. Okay, what are you? You're an altered passage. Well, I think we still have one more place to go after this. So I'm not willing to make that trade just yet. A scrapper. I mean, just a regular old scrapper, but okay, I'll take it, thank you. Never know when it might come in handy. Haven't used one of these in a while. Let's get out of here. It feels so benevolent and yet so threatening every single time it happens. Like these roadblocks. Quite notably, though, these incense pillars, they don't even make a sound when we run them over. Like, they don't even mind being destroyed. It's weird, but they're almost like friendly branches. I didn't register you until it was almost too late. Hang on, wait. Let's look at the map. Yeah, no, you're not one of the red ones that appeared. I've still yet to figure out what these are. Maw. We know the ferryman. We've not yet scanned a Maw. And you know what? I think in the next part, before we leave, we should try, right? Alright, well, there's only one way to go from here. And we can obtain a blueprint from the Altar of Knowledge. Well, never mind, because it looks like it's interested in coming to me. Now, at first it looks like there is no road, but there's actually... There's the vaguest outline of something here. That is some truly rough terrain, though. Everything coming in along this little lake thing. An island in the center. It's not even a dirt road, it's just so disconnected. This actually does feel like some truly hostile terrain. Alright, I'll take some thermosap. We're seeing things we wouldn't normally expect to see out here as well. Wait, no, I meant to grab the... vacuum. Didn't realize I didn't have it. What did I do with it? Okay, you... Wait, no, I do have it? There we go. Can never have too much thermostat, but what I really need is marsh eggs and the like. Now, something I have been forgetting about, though, is that this car does have the ability to scan for resources. You can see what's out there. Yeah, but it's mostly just a whole lot of wrecks around here and something over that way. Alright, look. If we followed this and head down there... It's going to be tight, but we may be able to grab another artifact and choose... We'll have our pick to make a sacrifice from, and then that'll be plenty to bring back to the refinery. Feels like sacrilege, but once more, we have Stuart's blessing. Entering a tunnel feels very different when you don't have the headlights on. A bit overbearing when you do. Look at that, the plants growing out of that wreck are the only greenery in the tunnel. I wonder, could we take a shortcut here? I think it would be unwise. Wow, this is a very dangerous road. Are we even able to slip around this thing, though? We might have to go off-roading a bit. We may not have a choice. I've never seen a road just this outright inaccessible before. Let's make sure we have a clear picture of what's in front of us at all times. And more importantly, what's below us. Actually, if we slide under the bridge, can we get our shortcut? Oh, it's looking like a worse and worse idea, but it's getting harder and harder to back out. And a chemical anomaly is surrounding us, so there's no more choice. Ow. 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 This is hurting us big time. And I don't remember how to flip our vehicle. Emergency teleporter, right. That takes energy. Man. How are we looking? Actually, not too bad, considering we fell off a cliff. Well, we got our shortcut. Now let's make use of it. It would be a shame to waste. Also, I have to remember to not let myself get spooked by the sounds of the anomalies around us. Easier said than done, I know. But I think we're gonna end up getting caught by these things if we spend too long just on the roads. Now, I'm not too worried about the ferrymen. I know that if we leave them alone, they'll leave us alone, but as for the Maw, I don't even know what I'm looking for. I only know where I'm looking. And somehow, that's 100 times worse. Nope. Oh my god. There really just aren't convenient roads in this part of the zone. This thing is no mountain goat from Voices of the Void, that's for sure. You push that thing down a steep incline and you can ride it for miles. Alright, I may have to make this journey on foot, which is unideal. We're very likely going to cross the path of this thing as well, whether we like it or not. There are tires for this, but I ain't wielding them. These guys are mostly just giving me cosmetics. When car parts are uninstalled, a quirk is applied, not even for a moment. When you're behind the wheel, limb energy drains. These are both awful. Let's just not install any and sacrifice it immediately. How about that? This can be our sacrifice for the way out. Meanwhile, I would actually like to go try and scan a Maw. I mean, it may be foolish, but I feel like I should try. Where are they at? Not too far. You seem to be moving along the roads, and in a place like this, it'll be hard to go around anything. So here's what I'll do. Let's get our flares out, since those are really our only defense against anything. You. No, you! Look at that! Oh my... Maw. And we will be reading that entry at a later time. Oh, it's fast. I don't think that's gonna do anything somehow. Alright. Okay. Cool. Oh my. Put it in reverse, put it in reverse, put it in reverse, put it in reverse! Nope, 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 nope. Go, 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 go. This just feels like one of those instant death sort of things. It's also definitely taken notice, and we're so close to 50%. Not the time to be losing sight of the road. Okay, we seem to have beaten it for now. I'm not quite sure what to do about this, though. It's on what is pretty much the only road. Worst case, we could take it through the water. It would be slow going, but if it doesn't catch up to us, we'll be okay, ultimately. I mean, it's better than being completely wiped out all at once. I can't wait to read the logbook entry on that thing. This is kind of more what I was expecting, I think, when I first got into this game last year. So much eeriness, so much mystery. This was a rare moment of real terror. Oh my. These things are everywhere now. No. Thread that needle, even if you have to go into the tourists. At a certain point, they're everywhere. Just make our way along the northern edge of this lake. It's not ideal, but it beats dying. Dying and losing all our stuff. The problem is, when the time comes to run, I'm worried that these things will be in the way of where we need to be. Unavoidable. All the more reason to hurry. Radio, what is it that you're up to? Ow. There is an altar right up ahead. There are more ferrymen also. And they do not like being disturbed. Alright, the edge of the zone, I'd forgotten. Hey, it's you guys. You're really annoying. I want to keep you away. Pop. Let's find a way to get through. They're just swarming, and there's not a lot of room to maneuver. How's this looking? Should be okay for a little bit. Here, take this thing. We've got another bounty. And the time has come to get out. Oh god, I left the limb shield on. Alright. Okay. Oh my god, this is the worst. This is actually just terrible, terrible spawning. Like, this is truly awful. We have to climb a mountain, and there's no real safe way to get to it. Like, there's just no two ways about it. We have to go around the entire map. Oh, this is gonna end up killing us. There is a procession up ahead that we have to be careful not to hit over this hill. Swing wide. Thankfully, they were going in a way that was convenient, crossing the road. But if you keep crossing the road, it'll become much more of a problem. Thermostat, do not care. Come on. It's just constant now. We need to try to gain some altitude here. See, if I can make it to a higher instance of the road, that'll be ideal. I am out of energy. I am completely out of energy. Wait, was it still on even though I pressed the button? We might have to jump it. I can't, there's no way I can climb that. Wait, if we can make it to the road here. Okay, this might not actually be so bad, because I think this will lead us straight to it. I pressed left control. I specifically turned off the limb shield. Okay, looks like we're gonna make it. I don't think I've actually run dead out of energy before. But that was technically a success. I don't think anything specifically comes to kill you. I think it's just, like, it becomes unplayable due to the number of things every 2 feet. Just imagine both hands are at 10 and 2, and I'm just breathing heavily. Forehead on the steering wheel. God, that could not have been a worse map for this. But we're here, and we are very much in need of repairs. Should probably be thankful the injury to our person wasn't so severe. There you go. Now, as for the Mark of the Fellowship, I kind of feel like we've earned it at this stage. Annoyingly enough, this seems to be full. So where do I put that? Probably right here on the hood, right? It's literally just a PNG, just goes right over the front. And you know what? I think I've earned the right to look scary. Those attuned parts definitely served us well there, so if we take these ones that we do not really want, we can definitely start to convert those. It'll take a while, but I think it's probably worth it. Starting with the worst one, the one that's most dangerous. But that takes a while, so that's something we'll worry about when we get back. In the meantime, I'm actually still not sure what we do exactly with these bounties of shadows. So we've got a couple of new logbook entries to read, and both of those are very interesting. This one doesn't even look like a real photo, but Highwayman, origin unknown, date unknown. At last we have proof. At last we can demonstrate success. With our encouragement, with our support, with our sacrifices, anomalies aren't fixed beings, stagnant and stuck. No. Much like us, they can grow, they can evolve, and we can further that change. They can take us with them into the future. We will embrace the explosion of possibilities that has been gifted to us after it was so foolishly rejected by the narrow and selfish minds at Arda. Closed as those minds are, we will not fear change. We will not fear chaos. We will thrive. It only makes sense for the Fellowship to have split off from Arda simply as a result of different philosophies regarding science. With every step we take, our efforts transform our world. They transform us. They transform our beloved anomalies. And anomalies truly are the future. They shall be our siblings as we walk forward together into a new era. Yes, we must discuss what comes next, but for now, let us revel. Let us take a few moments more to celebrate, to admire our handiwork. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? You made them worse, though. Or at least from our first appearance, and, well, maybe not judging these appearances is a big part of what this game is trying to teach us. But it's still real scary. Speaking of scary, the photo we took of the Maw doesn't do it justice. Origin unknown, November 12th, 1970. Some thing got Anton, Rachel, and Leo yesterday. Now it's only Patrick and I who are left. It's like a sphere of agony that chases you wherever you flee, and there's no way to escape it. I don't know, backing up worked pretty well for me. I don't know where it came from. It's pulled to their rituals, or coming for them, or they baited it, I swear. They can't control it. It's something unleashed, like a wild animal, tracking you, hunting you down, unfazed by the trees or the hills or anything else you try to put between it and you. It doesn't move like a living being, but you know how these things are. This one has a sort of mindless semi-intelligence of a predator, like an alligator or something. It just goes straight for the kill. All it knows how to do is try to consume, to eat. And the number of those killed now, eaten, 6? I won't be a number. I'm a free man. We'll escape this thing yet. Imagine being trapped out here, no vehicle, with this persistent, giant creature that just is relentless in its pursuit. Even among the dangers and anomalies of the zone, this stands out as something uniquely, distinctly predatory. There really is just nothing else like it, and that's why I'm kind of glad that they've waited all this time to introduce it. Hey, look, the sun's out. Something else I've realized, and I'm not sure if this is meant to be intentional, but look, most things we can fix right here with a blowtorch or repair putty, and that's what I'm doing for my non-attuned parts. But as for the attuned parts, our best bet for recharging them, as far as I can tell, seems to be those junkyards. And that takes a while. Like, not grindingly repetitively so. And if you're doing well, you shouldn't have to do it too often, but it kind of encourages, like, a more contemplative, like, meditative activity in the zone. Something where you're just kind of sitting in a grove of rusted wrecks that came before you and using what's left to continue on yourself. These insulated doors are just all over the place. I need to buy more parts lockers. 'Cause they're just kind of littering the place. Let's put that on. And now we have even more attunement. Wow, that's crazy. Tell you what else is crazy is the fact that I don't have a real objective right now. I mean, allegedly I was supposed to have like at least 2 artifacts in inventory and complete said rite, but there's nowhere for me to do that. It's just like random stuff here. It's cool. There's actually multiple ways to harvest harmonic energy, much like there's pretty much a million things we can break down for regular parts. Here you go, being all depleted and stuff. So if I grab you and put you in the refinery, well, the souvenir has run out. The souvenir has run out, but we can... No, you can't be refined. Okay. What if I try just putting you in here? We do get attuned parts. And the Trophy of Sanctuary. What the heck is this thing? I guess we don't get to know. Anyone who offers refuge to those leaving Arda is considered by the Fellowship to be facilitating an escape, to be offering protection, or even a form of asylum. An elaborate memento like this one celebrates this undertaking, and like the Fellowship's other trophies, is unique and personal in its design. This means something important to somebody, somewhere. It says we can install this in the garage, including right out here. I like that, placing it here on the edge of the zone as a symbol of safe haven. I mean, these guys aren't a new thing. Clearly, they've been operating since almost the beginning. I mean, we have reports of the Maws going back to 1970. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm assuming that I just have to go back out, because it's showing me the exact same landscape as before. I'm just going to rush my way through and try to find that blueprint. What's all this down here? I don't know if I've seen anything quite like this before. Hang on. Gloomy Pocket. Marianne Vasquez, December 2nd, 1970. Private field notes. We're now seeing increasingly localized, specific distortions across the zone, manifesting as a wealth of what I can only describe as unexplainable, reality-breaking violations of the laws of physics. What began with small-scale weather anomalies has expanded to include geological disruption, gravitational distortion, and now it appears to be extremely localized refraction, a substantial radial distortion. They manifest ex nihilo at all times of day and night, always affect only a very small and very specific area, and demonstrate light-bending properties that suggest the presence of incredibly powerful gravitational forces. But do these apparent gravitational forces exert even the slightest influence on anything else? Generally, no. Unlike our surging stones and floating debris, I believe there's something a little different going on here. While gravimetric readings once again record nothing whatsoever, several researchers working around and inside of these distortions have reported a feeling of menace and malfunction or even destruction of equipment. I've advised my team to pull all further field research until we've completed a thorough data analysis. I hate these things so much. I might actually end up caving and just enabling the thing to stop time while you're reading. That's not a thing by default. I do not know. That guy didn't explode. He bounced away. Hey guys. Oh, hey guy. Don't steal any of my parts, will you? Frame rate is tanking right now. You can't tell me that's not cool. You can't tell me that's not cool looking. Alright, what attuned parts are we dealing with here? We've already got doors. But we could have an attuned trunk door. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Attuned thermostat. Don't mind if I do. Let's remove this. And put you here. Lead-plated door. Wow, that's like the whole thing. And you're steeled, both of you. Take it. And put it on. Will it keep my stickers? It will. Awesome. I really thought that fallen tree was another procession. Candy. And a blueprint for a tuned capacitor. Ooh. Well, we've got one, but being able to build it would be nice. Thank you. I still don't know what our objective is. This is technically the end of the road, but it... Yeah, look at this. We can actually loop back in on ourselves.
Soon enough, you'll know the zone like the back of your hand.
Hey. Francis actually comes back if you try doing a regular run. Well, that didn't work in resetting things, but I may actually still have a way to do it. I actually checked tape and I realized that upon reload, it's actually possible that we loaded back into a reality where we never listened to the second tape. Let's put that in the Zeti. Zeti-Yeti.
Hello again, Mr. Whiteside.
There we go. That brought it back. Awesome.
Catch me up on...
Let's start breaking down that artifact for more stuff, although I wish we could get some attuned duct tape. Instead, all we have is attuned duck rubber.
Again, Mr. Whiteside.
No, this has to be in there. Okay, that explains it.
On the last few months.
Alright,
Don't you have articles
let's
on
go on a journey then.
slacking or something?
We're good to go.
Why are you doing
And we've got another rite to embark on.
See what you grew up with. Your mother's
Which is actually not using the whispering chart. That's the weird thing to me. That's what threw me off for this entire episode.
and needed supervision.
Survive and escape. So we really do just have to make it down the path.
What good is it to taste freedom if you cannot have it? Because it opens a path. Once you know it, once you have its taste on your tongue, you can seek it, and it will show you the way. We are families, but they are not towards the ones of our choosing. It is often those very families that put roadblocks around our freedoms. If we do not act in the way they impose on us, then they lash out. They put conditions on their love. What family is this? One that demands loyalty and offers none in return. And yet, we all continue to yearn for family because we were not meant to live in isolation. We were built to live in packs, to move as one, to share with our brothers and sisters the burdens of life and the joys of life. Now that you have tasted freedom, you know that you are free to choose a family. One that suits you. One that treats your needs as their own. One that will value you for you. Our harmonic fellowship is that family.
How do you make something sound so good and so bad at the same time? Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't think so. No, here, have this. You guys are greedy. You're carrying 2 things off, and I'm graciously letting you have them. You're behind the wheel, limb energy drains. And the car is not facing north, limb energy drains. None of that seems very good. I might just pass this up. I really might just pass that up, unless... Because at the beginning of the journey, and a story journey, that's a real liability. Hey, we're at 100% right from the start. I should have a look at... Oh my god. Okay, I think we should go. I mean, I'm really just thinking about that first trip we took and how it ended, and I can't think of anything else. Take what we can. Oh my, there's 3 Maws chasing us right now, as we speak. Something just messed with my vision right there. Huh. Driving through the forest, it's oddly smooth. Oh, you guys, wait. You guys were friendly, right? But once more, I'm being affected. Affected as I'm so close to these things that are following me. That's what I've learned. It's the proximity. And the nature of you makes you blend in with the environment. Hey, you. I'm not super worried about you. You guys are something else, though. Let's keep you guys booted. Oh, I need to turn around here. It's a quiet kind of panic is what this is. The feeling of something hot on our heels. Well, okay, it just stopped being quiet. Actually, we turn away and it still is kind of quiet, kind of calm. What are you? You're not leading anything. Howdy. Come to see me? Sorry, I'm gonna have to kick you off because I don't know how close I am to these things right now. Yep. You can't come with me either. On to the next. It's the rite of community, and yet I feel like we're being chased. Now, these processions that we see, are they the Fellowship, or are they something that exists around them, something that protects them? Or something that's necessary for them to maintain their power? Like, have they really, despite speaking to us in English, become something else? Is that what it really means to be harmonic with the zone?
When did you discover that you were different?
Oh,
Was
good
it at
rain.
school? When the other children laughed at your clothes, your hair, something you had no control over? Or was it your family? Did you run to them, tripping over your shoelaces to bare your soul to them, only to be scoffed at, put down, or ignored? You sought approval from loved ones, only to be kicked down. You sought kindness, only to be shoved aside in others' gain. You did not know why. How could you? Your past betrayed you. Did not teach you what you needed to know to match the hidden expectations of the world around you. Our harmonic fellowship knows it is not your fault. Our fellowship knows that it is your differences that make you extraordinary. With us, you have a place. With us, your home has always been waiting for you. You belong with us, as you always have. We've only been waiting to receive you when you are ready.
So many helping hands, it's like the zone itself is reaching out to embrace us. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to let everybody go to get these guys off. I'm not stopping either. Go away. Could use a bit of a boost. How we doing on gas? Yeah, we should top off whenever we can, not just when we need it. It rises so quickly. Look at that, we're already at 82%, and there it goes. Straight to 100. Okay, maybe we don't really have time. It's gonna depend on how close they spawn. But he's talking to us the way that caseworker talked to Jack. I think there was never any doubt that all of that was the origin of this. But there's still a lot of missing pieces in between. Come on, can't you pump any faster? Great stuff, full tank. Now, who's still out there? What's that noise? Over there? You know, I'm really sad for this game for just how much YouTube likes to compress it. Because the atmosphere in this, going through this seemingly religious journey, while seeing things like this, it's just... It can't compare to whatever YouTube does to it. We're driving along this road, engulfed in the strange, yet perfectly safe in our glass and metal bubble. And I don't know how else to say it. It feels like a rite of passage, like there's danger all around us, but it will not come nigh thee. Like it's more dangerous than ever, and yet in some way we're protected. Things are more frantic, but slower. Like we're in the devil's realm, but not uninvited. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to get ahead of you real quick. You just merged, essentially, with a bush. Okay, maybe we should turn on the wipers at a certain point. There's a really weird quirk that opens the doors that I've yet to really pin down. You don't appear on the map at all. You're just wanderers on the road, following my direction of travel. And sometimes these do look like the leaning lead figure. That's what's so cool about the design of the Wanderers. They actually mimic objects in the environment. You never know until you're close what's what. But they are growing in frequency, it feels like. Okay. We can't just take the path of least resistance all the time. We need to scavenge something sometimes. The mailman, too. This might be the missing piece. But I don't have time for it right now. Anything we can find towards the end of this road will help us immensely. Oh, what the heck? Let's turn the lights on. Yep, as I suspected, that actually made it kind of worse. Safety in a hurricane. I don't know what else to say. I think this is the first time I have really, truly felt what this DLC was going for. See, look at these guys. Patience is key. Harmony means knowing our place and waiting our turn, right? That one didn't. And I can do this all day. Well, not all day. Not all of them move. Welcome to the great PNW. Greater than it's ever been, some might say. Oh no, another one! Okay, but make it quick. Look at that, some of them even carry a torch. I wonder, do they bow their heads in prayer, or do they bow their heads to protect themselves from all this? Oh right, we have an artifact that makes the horn honk when something tries to grab us. See, a lot can happen, even just sitting still. There's another group coming, so I think now's our chance. Now what is this up and to the left? It's a reclaimed commune. Huh. That's weird. Look at that. It actually, the bar on the top left, it resets. It went back somehow. Okay, there's clearly something I'm missing here. Alright, what do you say to a very quick scavenging run? One which, may not be wise. But I feel like I have to. I need parts. I need parts for crafting. There's a jingling from them now that I'm out of the car. Like it's ringing a bell, bringing their flock to keep them in line. And we're getting stuff, but I'm not sure how worth it it's really been. Get back to the car. These things, look at that. Look at those shapes in the fog. They look like they maybe are going to intersect with our car. I don't want to find out what happens when we interrupt them. So let's go. The storm stopped almost without me noticing. Hey, it's another of these things. Yeah, I'm still not sure. Conductive gold shell. Considering how conductive the shell is, it might actually have gold in it. Okay, maybe we can do something with this if we throw it, like, into an electrical anomaly? Where's that car? I do not want to get lost right now. There's no room. Things are just about to reach us. So it's a good thing we are near the edge of this place. I don't want to know what happens when 3 of those Maws get together. I keep swearing I see something huge moving in the forest. This is so cool. It's managing to be creepy while still integrating so well with what was otherwise pretty mechanics-focused gameplay. It's actually managing to sidestep what I thought was one of the biggest weaknesses of the structure of the game. Here we are, still at 100%. Stuart's making a great foil to Oppie. It's essentially the same story, but just told from a different perspective. And I know I've said that in different ways about 1,000,000 times, but I love how the horror of this DLC is in thinking that they might be onto something. Nope, come now. Get off of me. I'm looking for an artifact. Sacrifices must be made. Sacrifices must be made if we're to get out of here. Nope. Oh, hey. It's one of you. Well, always happy to have you. Maybe I can even bring you home. Actually, I don't think I can, but you get the idea. When limb energy is consumed, a car part may fall off. While cars on roads, headlights get dimmer. I'll take that. Oh, don't you steal from me. Not gonna happen. Alright. Gotta boot everyone if I'm to get out of here in one piece. Wait, what? They took one of my wheels. I can't... You know what? I have a spare. I have a spare. Things are about to get real in here. And that's what I'm going with. Okay, put this in. Take spare. That's all I care about. I wonder if we can get attuned wheels. That'd be sick. Hey, I might have something for you. Hang on. No, connect. Come on. Come on. Oh, whatever. Look at that. You only want to deal with this so you can chase. You're not interested in the car if I'm not in it. But okay, yeah, with all this stuff about it, it's not worth going back and trying to find the other wheel, especially when they're so cheap and easily made. Let's make a quick run on another artifact while we've got a moment. Anything juicy for me? When headlights are off, they notice you. Okay, let's take you. Well, they're gonna notice me now, so let's put that in. And I guess keep them on for now at least. Oh, we've gotta go. We've gotta go. This just got desperate really fast. I think they're right on the other side of these trees, so we need to do this and skedaddle. If you could do this any faster, please. Oh, you want two. You want two. That's why it was telling us to bring two. Oh my god. I don't care what this is. Just, oh my god, oh my god! Just go, just go, just go. We're not doing this now. Well, we may have given up an artifact for nothing. Unless we can manage to swing back around. Which I'm not necessarily counting on. Right now, there's nothing I can do about bringing them in. We've escaped for the moment, but for how long? We might just have to give up two of these things. Skirt around, you folks. Two more, I mean. Oh, how did that sneak up on me? I'm just following the roads. I don't even know where I'm going. Just having faith, I guess. As always, my big worry is you guys being, like, in the way of stuff. Okay, we have some choice now. Cars on road, headlights get dimmer. Okay, you can have that. And... what else? Car's facing north. Headlights get brighter. There you go. For one bounty of shadows. Thank you very much. I think I'll be going now. There's that exit right past the wall of doom, of course. What was I thinking? Okay, well, if we mostly drive this station wagon in the forest and off-road, we should be fine. What's the worst that can happen? We go the wrong way and end up right in our... we go the wrong way and end up right in your path. That's what. Oh my. And that's not the only path. You know, I'm pretty sure I had a nightmare like this once. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. We actually have a decent chance now. The key is not to panic. Easier said than done, I know. This went from a contemplative journey of the soul to feeling like I'm being swallowed up by the devil. Alright, if we keep to the roads, we should be able to keep just ahead of them and get out of here. It's wild to me how this manages to have, like, slower, more thoughtful fears at the same time. Alright, we're gonna come around. I'm trying to keep it so that the terrain that we have to drive over is relatively flat. Even though this is far off-road, it's best if we come around this hill before we get off the road. It is absolutely wild to me how this DLC manages to have both extremes. A more slow, I guess, contemplative type of fear, and apocalyptic terror. Far more in both directions than either was presented in the game. And it's also an inversion of the regular exit gates, because here, that blue that washes over you, it's calming. Feels like you're being guided out of a scary trial. We did it. But wait, we only got one artifact of shadows. Well, I mean, that's all right, right? I mean, we've got a couple. We've got more in storage. Hang on. Let's move you back there. Let's see the newly revealed junctions. Ah, I see. We've got to go get audio tape 3. I'll try and make this quick then. Well, we found out that there are tougher attuned parts. This is going to be an in-and-out operation, if I can help it. I want to do this in this part, and provided we don't get stopped by the explosive roadblocks, we're just going to do this quick as can be. Whoa! I need to scan you. You're just standing there watching me. And there's more of you. Okay, I think we don't want to get boxed in by you. Oh, like, okay. I do wonder if the limb shield even did anything. Are they even real? I got very lucky there. Okay, around. Things will blow my car to bits. What have we here? When you jump the horn honks? Yeah, sure, I'll take that. Effects that work outside of our car. That's kind of fun. Nope. Grab me! This is what we use the limb shield for. This is why we need rain. Oddly enough, the mechanics of this are such that rain encourages reckless driving. In a roundabout sort of way. When the horn is honked, car takes damage. So in other words, when I jump, car takes damage. Screw that. When health is healed, a car part may fall off. Let's do that. Because I ain't healing unless it's controlled. Unless that also happens if a helping hair jumps on. That could actually cause them to be a problem. I just don't ever want to have a shortage of artifacts again. Oh, got a bunch. And some souvenirs if we need to heal. Oh my god. Okay, we're fine. All good. Safety bubble remains a safety bubble. This whole area is pretty much entirely off-road. And I'm guessing that the number next to the attuned gateway marker means the number of artifacts that we're gonna have to sacrifice, right? So it's probably good that I stopped for more. There's one of those grove things back here, and I still don't exactly understand what they are. Here, you can go for that if you want to be sticky still. Glow Grabber Grove. But is there anything we can get from this? Look at that. Are you maybe feeding off of the light? I mean, you come from those things, but it seemed to imply that there was something that could be taken from there. I don't know, maybe I just read the description weirdly, but that's what it seemed like. I'm still yet to figure them out. You know what? A little bit of music will do me good right now. Give it up for number 3. You have anything to say to me, Stuart? Doesn't sound like it. Not until we're through. Oh, great, it's you guys again. What is that over there? Receiver signal. Okay, I just looked it up. They're those lore documents that we find in the posts. They're cool, but we're playing with fire by going after them. Especially with all that in between us and them, and with it only getting worse in the time that we're here. Let's make sure we're right next to this. I do not want a repeat of last time where we gave up something for nothing. Let's grab you. There we are. You are going in the back where you're safe. Gotta listen to you at Zeddy. Now the question is, how are we dealing with the rest? We could make our sacrifice up here, but at that point we kind of might as well run for you. We could run out as well, but I'm not doing that. we found you, or thereabouts. I think. Over here. But it's a different kind.
I was initiated into the Harmonic Fellowship in 1982. I get 13 years in service to the Wave, and in the steward's name I carried out horrible acts that I will never atone for. My penance is this record of the Harmonic Fellowship's early history to the best of my knowledge. I hope it's of use to someone someday. The original 6 met in 1958. They were early members of ARDA's Harmonic Disruption Research Laboratory. The group was created by Dr. Ophelia Turner to research ways to contain and prevent anomalies.
They were actually created by Oppie and never once mentioned by her. I mean, not this as we know them now. But nevertheless, you're admitting that they have done some horrible things to get here. Whether it's worth it, you clearly didn't think so. Okay, we got all that. Can you go? Will we get an extra big bounty this time? Yes, we will! That's a big boy bounty. Okay, let's get out of here. Oh, we're going. Nope. We're really gonna need this limb shield, I think. Because I can't see you guys too well in the forest in the red glow. Figures disappearing on the road. But it seems like the goal of this is to panic you. You have to stay calm. You've actually got more time than in a regular exit. Let's stay on the road for as long as we can. Yep. Hey, maybe we could have tried zapping that wishbone, or shell, or whatever you want to call it. Every inch of road is an inch closer, and an inch easier. Resist the temptation to go straight through the forest. Hi. Okay, we got a messed up back left wheel. But we're gonna make it. Don't let the music fool you. You've got time. We've got this. There's always something weirdly comical about just sort of limping back in. But I definitely got a nice souvenir at the carnival. And look at all the harmonic energy that must be in there. Now you, tape 3. It's going to be a long part, but it's probably worth it. We learned a lot.
I'm surprised to see you, Mr. Whiteside. I was told that you requested this session.
Yeah, I did. I've been going to those meetings in May, and I don't know, I guess I wanted to thank you.
It's been going well then?
Yeah, it's been good. Great, actually.
Okay. Tell me more.
I didn't get it at first, right? People talking about belonging and breathing and whatnot. It's just a bunch of nonsense. May and I sat at the back and just laughed about it a bunch. She didn't take it too seriously either. We stuck around after, tooled around. She introduced me to her friends. They were a lot more normal, if you get my meaning. Sorry, this is all boring stuff.
Actually, I'm very glad to hear it. Please, continue.
So I've been going weekly to the meetings now, like you wanted. It's been like, what, 6 months? And I guess I actually like it now. I gotta admit, you were right.
That's wonderful. So, what's next for you?
I moved home. Things are good now. The members all play softball together. They invited me along. And you know what? Turns out I'm a great batter. Even though I haven't played ball since my old man stopped teaching me. Yeah, the members even asked me to teach them what I know. We get together weekly to play now.
And you and May?
Yeah, we're going steady. I don't know, I like her a lot.
Good. And how do you feel about the fellowship now?
Like, for the first time, I belong somewhere. I feel useful. So, do I pass?
Oh, that was never the issue here. But I suppose yes, as far as art is concerned. I'm processing your file as a complete rehabilitation that essentially wipes your juvenile record clean. It's a new start for you, Mr. Whiteside.
Wow. I mean, that's really cool of you, seriously.
And, as before, we say nothing of this to anyone from Arda.
Yeah, of course. You know something? I actually never got your name.
Annie Morris.
So, Annie, are you, like, part of it? Are you,
An instrument of the Harmonic Fellowship? Yes. I was once lost, but now I have been found. The wave has risen within me.
So how does it work exactly? You work at Arda, but you're also part of the Fellowship? Isn't it weird when they, mess with Arda's plans?
We all use our unique gifts to serve the Fellowship. This was mine. I act as a sieve to catch those who fall through their horrible systems. Arda can't tell the difference between the chosen from the chaff. But I can.
Huh. You caught me. I owe you big time.
And now your torch is lit. You will carry it through the darkness to light the way for others that may follow in your path.
Follow the wave.
Follow the wave.
I guess we'll learn just to what extent she sees herself as doing what's necessary to bring people to the light, or how much is deliberate manipulation for this group's own ends. Seems like there was at least one who was disillusioned with it, and this is getting more and more interesting by the day. They preach harmony with the products of the zone, but some of the things we've been seeing out there seem a lot more intelligent. It's the first time something out there has felt like it was looking at us. And it did a lot more than look at us. I'm pretty afraid for what the rite of truth is going to actually entail. It said the car can't have fuel. So I guess that's what the harmonic engine is all about. Next time this thing is going to have to be truly powered by faith, but all that is going to have to wait until next time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.